Greetings from Logical Systems. This is Robin Burnison.
Welcome to part 2 of our demonstration of the piping line list management system.
In part 2, we look at more features and functions, including line number reservation and export to Excel.
Now I'll turn it over to my assistant, Kenna, who will walk us through the demonstration.
One of the most valuable time-saving features in the PLMS is the reservation tool. This feature provides the ability to reserve line numbers for a contract engineering firm, export those line numbers to an Excel sheet for delivery to the contractor, then import the line number data back into the PLMS database with updates made by the contractor. The reservation tool cuts down on manual labor and possible errors that might occur when using Excel sheets for managing line list data. First, you pick the reservation tool button on the toolbar. The prompt dialog tells me the first step is to select the unit number to reserve line numbers for. I pick OK, then OK again to see the list of units. For this demonstration, I will select Unit 20. When I click OK, the program searches and reports there are 370 available line numbers for Unit 20. These are line numbers which were created for gaps in the Excel sheet numbers, and our customer wanted the ability to use these numbers in the future. The next prompt asks how many line numbers I want to reserve. I type in 10 and the system explains that I need to pick the first number of the group of 10 line numbers to be reserved. So I click OK and scroll down the available numbers list and select 2300. A confirmation dialog appears and tells me what will happen next. To proceed, I pick yes. Next, I enter the company these line numbers are being assigned to. In this case, the engineering company is named Ford, Bacon & Davis. Next, I enter the job number, and then the job description. When I pick OK, the program reserves my 10 line numbers and shows me a results message. When I pick OK to clear the message, I see a list of the reserved line numbers. You can see that values for status, assigned to, job number, job description were all set to values I chose. I double click on line number 2300 and see that database record on the screen. All 10 reserved line numbers are saved into the current collection for more processing. My next step in the reservation process is to put those 10 line numbers onto a standard line number request Excel sheet for delivery to the contractor. So I will select the Export to Excel button on the toolbar. I pick OK to continue, select my version of Microsoft Office, and the program will launch Excel. When I see the Excel icon, I pick OK to continue, and the data is written to the Excel sheet. How long this process will take depends on the quantity of line numbers in the current collection. The message says my Excel sheet has been created. I pick OK and Excel opens up to show me the results. On the Excel sheet, you'll see there are several empty columns. These empty columns will be filled in by the contractor and returned when the expansion project design is complete. At this point, I save the Excel sheet to a temporary folder and then email it to Ford, Bacon & Davis. Now I'm going to break up the reservation process and show you another search feature called Navigator to Collection. This feature uses the AutoEDMS Navigator tool, which lets you browse the database and send the results to a current collection for reporting. In this situation, I need to search the database for all line number records assigned to a certain company which have a status of reserved. I'm doing this to determine which contractors owe us some final information on a project. I click on the Navigator to Collection toolbar button, and I get a message telling me what it does. I pick Proceed and the Navigator is loaded. What we'll do is set the Sort Database Record choice to the database field of Assigned To. Then I pick the plus button on the database to expand the branch, and I see folders with the names of engineering firms. When I click on the name of Ford, Bacon & Davis, the Navigator shows me all of the database records which have been assigned to this company. Looking in the status field column, I see we have 10 line numbers that are reserved. I hold the Shift key and select all 10 of them. Then I pick Add, which puts them into the selection list at the bottom. Then I pick OK, and Navigator puts these reserved line numbers into the current collection. From here, I can close the results list, then send this data to a predefined report and email it to Ford, Bacon & Davis to inquire about the status. Now we'll go back to the reservation process. The third phase of reservation is where we have received an updated Excel sheet from our engineering contractor, and we want to re-import this data back into the database. I'll bring up the contractor's Excel sheet. You can see that our contractor has filled in all columns with data, and at this point I have changed the status from reserved to in use. To import this sheet into the database, I must first close Excel and then load up the database transfer program from the Info Center. In Database Transfer, first I make sure the target form is the piping line list, and select the contractor's Excel file as my data source. I click the Next button, and Database Transfer loads the source Excel sheet so that I can adjust the import settings,
such as column and row numbers.
Then I pick Next to do the column to field mapping. The Excel sheet columns have the same names as fields in our database, so I only need to click on Auto Map. After the auto map, I am prompted to make sure I set the correct format for the assigned date field. At this point, on the right side, you can see the map, target, and form fields are matching up. The mapping is finished, so I pick Next and see some data transfer options. I uncheck the dry run and I select Allow Record Update because I'm using the Excel sheet to add data to existing line number database records. I click Next and pick Start to begin the data transfer. I get a success message, but if there were errors, they would be shown at this point. I move the message and see that all 10 records were imported. Then I pick OK to close database transfer. Next, in AutoEDMS, I'm going to do a quick search on the job number field to confirm that all my data has been imported. So I pick the field search button, then type in FBD 2018-01 and pick OK. I select Full Database, then choose Equal because I'm looking for an exact match on the job number. In the search results list, I double-click on the first record in the list, which jumps to that line number in the database. By reviewing all the values, I see that my import was successful. Next, I will demonstrate how in the PLMS we created a link between the piping line list database and my customer's engineering database in AutoEDMS, which they use to manage their PNID drawings and pipeline isometric drawings. On the form, near the PNID number field are two magnifying glass icons. The upper icon is for doing a field search, and the larger icon is for the link function. For this line number, let's say I need to review the related PNID drawing to confirm some connection details. Notice that the PNID number value is shown as PR04-D-2090, and this is the drawing number. I click on the link button, hit continue to confirm, and the system will search the engineering database. If it finds a record for the drawing number, it will quickly bring up a separate AutoEDMS window to show the database record. In the engineering record, you'll see a drawing number of 1004-G-2090, which is slightly different from what I expected. This is because my customer is in the process of changing their numbering format. The link program will automatically make the adjustment and look for drawing numbers starting with PR04 or 1004. Now that we have the engineering form showing the related PNID drawing, I can call it up in the AutoEDMS built-in viewer by clicking on the thumbnail view. In the viewer, I can use various commands to move around the drawing, such as zoom window, zoom extents, and pan. Both the engineering form and piping line list form are shown on the screen at the same time. So on a dual monitor system, I could spread out these windows for easier confirmation and editing of line number information if needed.
Thanks, Kenna. This ends part 2 of our piping line list management system demo. If you'd like to know more, please use the contact page of our website to send us a message. Thank you for watching.